Hello everyone, my name is Liana Iftasari. I am a student of Universitas Negeri Jakarta in Economics Education Program. Today I will present my research proposal. The title is The Effect of Energy Consumption, Fixed Capital and Labor on Manufacturing Output in Indonesia. Currently in Indonesia, manufacture is one of the important sectors that shape human life. Starting from primary needs include sandang or clothes, pangan or food, and papan or house, until providing job with high capacity or padat karya. The development of manufacture in Indonesia is marked by the large number of manufacturing companies that exist in almost every provinces in Indonesia. In addition to the large number of company employment, the manufacture is a main sector in Indonesia, caused by its high contribution to GDP or gross domestic product and non-oil gas export. The global manufacturing industry has a decrease in growth with only 0.2% growth according to the research conducted by the United Nations Industrial Development Organization. The decrease occurred as a domino effect of the recession in several European countries and weakening economic growth in North America, East Asia, as well as slowing economic growth in several developing countries as the main market destination. The main impact to the manufacturing industry in Indonesia is a slowdown in growth associated with a possible decline in productivity. The growth of manufacturing industry originally at 4.29% in 2017 decreased to 0.49%, so that the end of the 2019 at 3.8%. The slowdown in growth always occurred in the 2017 until 2019 period. Although the number of slowdown in each year is not large, this slowdown showed that the manufacturing industry had a negative impact on economic instability and allowed to affect the manufacturing output. There was a decline in manufacturing output by several provinces in Indonesia, for example, in Bengkulu by 1.5 trillion, Yogyakarta by 2.8 trillion, and Nur Kalimantan by 7.8 trillion. The decline in manufacturing output can be caused by several things. One of them is change in production factors. Production factor or input consists of fixed input and variable input. At a fixed input, the resulting output has no effect on the input use, while on the variable input, the amount used depends on the amount of output to be produced. The production factor can be in the form of labor, capital, material or raw materials, energy, land, policy information, consumer condition, and managerial capability. So, based on this problem, the question in this research asks, does energy consumption affect manufacturing output? Does fixed capital affect manufacturing output? Does labor affecting manufacturing output? And the last is, do energy consumption, fixed capital, and labor affect manufacturing output? Manufacture output is the maximum number of goods or service from the production process in a certain period of time by providing added value or use value by the manufacturing industry. And energy consumption is the ability used to carry out work or business including production activities in the form of heat, light, mechanism, chemistry, and electromagnetics. Fixed capital is an investment or property owned to carry out production activities or other activities whose circumstances and amount are not easy to change. And the last is labor. Labor is every individual who is able to work and do work to produce goods and services to meet needs. And there are several studies relevant to this research. There is one, the analysis of manufacturing sector in Indonesia by Muriani and Leni in 2019, with the result is labor, capital, and energy have a positive and significant effect on output. And two, the effect of capital, labor, and raw material to our production value by Berlian and Amin Pujati in 2020, with the result is labor has no effect on output and capital has a positive effect on output. And three is an analysis of economics of scale and efficiency of output use on output in the tile industry in 2019, with the result is energy and labor have a positive and significant effect on output. The growth of output and input as a material in the production activities can be seen in the theory of production. The output and input relationship in production theory discuss how to use input to produce a certain amount of output and is equipped with Cobb-Douglas theory, which reveals that the result production output is influenced by two or more variable hues. So, the hypothesis used in this research is hypothesis 1, there is a positive and significant effect of energy consumption on manufacturing output. Hypothesis 2, there is a positive and significant effect of fixed capital on manufacturing output. Hypothesis 3, there is a positive and significant effect of labor on manufacturing output. And the last is hypothesis 4, there is a positive and significant effect of energy consumption, fixed capital, and labor on manufacturing output. The objects selected in this research are manufacturing output, energy consumption, fixed capital, and labor. And for the scope of this research range from 2017 until 2019. Based on the level of explanation, the research conducted as associative research because the research analysis is causal relationship between two or more variables with other variable. The method used in this research is quantitative approach because it develops and uses mathematical models. Based on their characteristics, the type of data in this study includes quantitative data because data are used in the form of number. Based on time, the type of data in this study includes panel data because it is a combination of cross-section data and time series data. Time series data in this study shown by manufacturing output, energy consumption, fixed capital, and labor in 2017 until 2019. Meanwhile, the cross-section data in this study is shown by manufacturing output, energy consumption, fixed capital, and labor in 34 provinces in Indonesia. The data collection technique used in this research is a documentation technique, which is using data that is already available as a source data in this study. And last, the analysis technique used in this research is regression analysis. For the operational variable, manufacturer output is measured on the value of manufacturing output resulting from the production activities and other activities. And energy consumption is measured on the total value of energy consumption used in the production activities. For the fixed capital is measured based on the total fixed capital owned, and the labor is measured based on the total labor cost incurred. Before using the regression process to analyze panel data, there are several types of model general in the panel data model. The model consists of the first is common effect model, or CEM. The purpose of using the CEM model is to obtain a sufficient amount of data in this estimation process, but it's not necessary to use time series data with a long period of time. The second is fixed effect model, or FEM. An important assumption used in the FEM model is that the value of difference between individuals can be correlated with the independent variable. And the third is random effect model, or REM. An important assumption in the REM model that the value of difference model, the difference between individuals is not correlated with the independent variable. In other words, this model will estimate panel data where the distributed variable may be related to each other over time and between individuals. The estimation of the panel data represents a comparison between the data according to the number of cross-section used. There are several tests can be done to determine the best estimation model. Co-test is a form of testing based on the F-test or significant test. The basis of the test carried out that the co-test is to compare CEM with FEM and then choose the best one in interpreting the result. The Hausman test aims to determine whether FEM or REM most appropriate to use. If the result of the co-test and Hausman test are different or inconsistent, then further testing is needed to determine the correct model. Based on this, the Langrenz multiplier test is carried out to ensure the best model is used in an inconsistent case. In the classical assumption test, there are several tests carried out, namely normality test, multicollinearity test, and the heteroscedasticity test. The purpose of the normality test is to test the data to be analyzed whether in the regression model the confounding or residual variable have a normal distribution. The purpose of multicollinearity test is to test whether there is a high or perfect correlation between the independent variable in the regression model. Then conduct heteroscedasticity test aim to detect whether there is an inequality of variance of the residual for our observation in each regression model. A good regression model is one that is free from heteroscedasticity problem. The last test is hypothesis testing to answer research question with t-test, f-test, and r-squared test. The t-statistic test, it shows the extent of the influence of an individual independent variable in explaining the variance of the dependent variable. The statistical test was conducted to find not partiality whether the independent variable had a significant effect on the dependent variable. F-statistical test to determine whether all independent variables simultaneously altogether have an effect on the dependent variable. The last is the coefficient of determinant test or R-squared test is aims to measure the extent to which the model's ability to explain the variation of the dependent variable. The variable of research of the regression model, which means the independent variable, can be provide all the information needed to predict the variance of the dependent variable. By conducting this test, this research is expected to be able to answer the question of how the influence of energy consumption, fixed capital, and labor on manufacturing output in Indonesia. As the end of my presentation, thank you very much for your attention.